So for forming and joint stock company, we need to submit 2 certificates. We need to submit 2 documents to obtain the certificate of incorporation. One, it is memorandum of association, and the second one, it is articles of association. So what is the information that we need to submit in these 2 documents that we will see in detail? Before which, what is the second certificate that you have to obtain is certificate of commencement of business. So this certificate is compulsory for public limited company. So without this certificate, a public company cannot be started. So for which this public limited companies needs to submit another document which is called as prospectus. So in case of private limited company, if the registrar is satisfied with the information that was given in this memorandum of association as well as articles of association, so they will be issuing this certificate of incorporation to both the public limited company and the private limited company. But when the certificate of incorporation is received by the private limited company, they can start the business, whereas public limited company cannot start the business until they are going to receive the certificate of commencement of business. So what is the information that you are going to include in this memorandum of association? Let us see in detail about this. So there are certain clauses that are involved in this memorandum of association. So clauses means the parts for information was divided into different stages, different parts, which we can say that it is a clause. So one, it is a name clause. Name clause is going to include it is going to specify the name of the company. So that name of the company you need to include in this name clause. So whether that company's name is already existing in the surrounding areas or not, that will be checked by the registrar office. So you have to be careful whenever you name the company. The company name should not be identical, same to any existing company. Okay, so that you have to take care while naming your company. In case of a private limited company, the company name should be suffixed with private limited at the end of the name of the private company. You have to add 2 words. One, it is private, the other one, it is limited. Private limited. This is compulsory to be added to the name of the company. In case of public limited public company, at the end of the company name, they will be adding single word, that is limited. So limited indicates that at the end of the company name indicates that it is a public company. And the private limited indicates that the company is a private company. Okay. So this in the name clause itself, they are going to indicate this. For example, if you take ABC is a private company, so then they are going to add ABC private limited company, like that they have to mention. So if it is an public limited company, then they will be writing as ABC limited. That's all. They need not add private limited. Simple limited, if they are going to add, that is enough. So this is the name clause. Next clause comes the registered office clause. So in this clause, they have to give the information related with the registered office of the company, where it is situated, and the name of the state they have to specify where this registered office is located. So this why this register office information should be specified means that will be helping the registrar of companies to help the company in case of any jurisdiction or in case of any fraudulence. The registrar of companies can identify that particular company where it is located. So for that, this name clause is must. Sorry, register office clause is must. Not only registrar of companies need to know, even the customers or even the any person that who are related with the company's activities, all those people can identify the company where it is located. For that, this clause is needed. So if any branches are there for the company, they have to mention those branches location also. So this address should be mentioned to the registrar of office within 30 days. Within 30 days. From where this 30 days means they are going to issue an certificate of incorporation. No? So from that day to 30 days time they are going to give to locate your company and submit the information to the registrar of companies. Okay. And the next clause comes object clause. This is the third clause. So in this object clause, they are going to mention what is the objective for which this company has been formed. That information they have to give. And they have to subdivide the objectives also. So how they are going to subdivide these objectives means first one, main objective. What is the main objective they have to mention? So what is the main purpose of starting that particular company? That they have to mention in this. And incidental objective. If they are having any ancillary or further subdivision of main clause, the main objective, then they have to mention that also in this objective clause. Main purpose will be subdivided into to attain some other objectives. No? So that they have to mention in this incidental objectives. And any other objectives are there, why this company has been started. So that also they have to mention. Other than this main clause and the incidental objective, they have to mention that objectives also. So some, for example, if you take some companies will be started for providing employment to the society or for earning profit. What is their main objective or for providing services? So that they have to mention clearly. So main objective may be profit earning and sub objective may be service motive or providing employment. That they have to mention in this object clauses. Okay. And the other clause of memorandum of association is liability clause. Liability means already I told you the meaning of liability is nothing but how much the company is liable to outsiders, liable to pay. They need to pay. So that they have to mention here. So how this liability is going to be paid by the company to the lenders. So that information you have to mention in this. So here the companies can be divided into different different based on liability. Some companies may be having unlimited company. So if it is an unlimited company case, there they have to mention the liability of the members is unlimited. So some companies will be having limited liability. So that limited liability will maybe by shares, means how much share they have provided to the company, share of capital. They have provided to the company. To that extent only their liability will be limited. So that should be mentioned here in this liability clause. So that means they are restricted to the extent of amount unpaid. That means, for example, if one share value is 1,000 rupees, they are not going to pay 1,000 rupees at a time. Some part of the share value will be paid once, and later they will call for again to pay the remaining amount. Like that, 2, 3, 4 times they may be calling the investor to pay the amount in case of IPOs. IPOs means initial public offer. Whenever initial public offer is given, they will not ask you to pay the whole amount of share values. Okay, a part. For example, among 1,000 rupees, they may be asking whenever you register one half part 500 rupees you need to pay. After that, they may call for first call. They are going to give another 100 rupees you have to pay. Means then another 100 rupees the investor is going to pay. Like that, they may call you to pay the amount in installments. So even though like that, the investor or the shareholder is going to pay the amount, their liability will be up to the extent of the whole 1,000 rupees. Okay, is that clear? So that is how they are going to mention in this companies limited by share cases. Okay, and the other one, it is companies limited by guarantee. So what guarantee they are going to give? The liability of the member is restricted to the amount of each member they have agreed to contribute to the company. If any person is going to agree that this much of amount that I am going to contribute to the company. So to that extent, for example, I have agreed to contribute 1 lakh rupee to a company. So to that 1 lakh rupee, my liability will be limited. Okay, that means whatever the members are going to guarantee the company, based on that their liability will be existing. Not more than 1 lakh I need to pay in case of any losses, or in case of any other case the company needs to pay to the third party. Okay, so that is what it is, company limited by guarantee. So all those things you have to clearly mention in this clauses itself. And whatever that was mentioned in the clause, that should be followed by the company. And the next clause is capital clause. Capital clause means here this is related with the capital, the amount that was that needs to be invested in the company. So what is the maximum capital the company is going to raise from the public, if it is a public limited company? If it is a private limited company, from the shareholders or from the promoters, how much maximum capital they need to raise, that should be mentioned here. Not minimum, maximum. Okay. More than that limit, the company cannot raise funds from outside. So this will be explaining the division of capital, how this is going to be. This match, for example, 10 crores of maximum capital is required by ABC company. So only 10 crores only they need to get from the by issuing the shares. Not more than 10 crores they can issue the shares. Okay. So how many number of shares that the company is going to divide these 10 crores, that will be fixed here. Okay, that also you have to mention in the capital clause itself. For example, I am going to fix the face value of the share of the company as 100 rupees. Then 10 crores divided by 100 rupees, how many shares are there? To that limit only the shares should be issued in the market, not more than that number of shares. So these are the clauses of Memorandum of Association. So if all these are satisfied, then the registrar will be looking after the Articles of Association. So this is another document that you need to submit to the Registrar of Companies Act 1956. Okay. So under these Articles of Association, what is the information that they are going to include is all the rules and regulations related with the internal management of the company. That information will be included here. What are the rules and regulations that you are going to follow? So that means what are the specific duties, rights, powers of all the directors of management or directors of a board of directors, their rights, their duties, each person's rights, duties, powers, everything should be specified clearly in this Articles of Association. And this will be a subsidiary to the Memorandum of Association. That means once you have decided, you have divided them into different clauses. Based on that, the rules and regulations will be framed here. So that is the reason we can say that this is a subsidiary to the Memorandum of Association. So this mainly in Memorandum of Association, we are going to specify the company's objectives. No? So whereas here for all those objectives, what are the internal guidelines that you are going to sorry, you are going to mention in these Articles of Association to reach those objectives. What are the guidelines that was created? All that information you are going to include in this Articles of Association. So this will be bringing the clear-cut clarity. What is the relationship between the shareholders, company, and any other related with the company? Everything will be clearly mentioned in this. So you have to mention the rules regarding your share capital, how you are going to raise your share capital, what way, how many times you are going to call for your to get your capital, how much initial amount that you are going to collect from the shareholders. Everything you have to mention. What are the rules that you are going to follow in case of a public issue of and getting the raising the funds from the market, and how this transfer of shares can be done. Any rules and regulations that you are going to follow, that also you have to mention. In case of shareholders, I already told you there will be different types of shareholders. Now, one it is equity shareholders and the other one is preference shareholders. We can divide them into two groups. So equity shareholders means nothing but they are having the equal rights that like an owner of that company. So these people will be having rights to vote in the general meetings or in the election of the board of directors. So what are the voting rights of these shareholders? That should be clearly mentioned. How this voting can be done and how a board of directors can be elected. What is the percentage of voting that the minimum voting should be reached to select the directors. So that voting rights you have to clearly mention. And how these appointment of directors are going to be done, that rules and regulations you have to frame. And how the accounts are maintained, how the audit of the company is going to be done. etc. All this information you have to clearly mention in this articles of association. So in detail, if we go for this, what are the rules and regulations? Means share capital, subdivision of share capital, how call on shares. In case of a forfeiture means sometimes some shareholders cannot be able to pay the whole amount. Only a part, as we have said in the example, 1,000 rupees of share is there, means 1,000 rupees he is unable to pay after some time. Only 500 he paid initially, and the first call 100 rupees he paid. The remaining, if he is not able to pay, that will be taken over by the company itself, which is called as what? Forfeiture of shares. So all this forfeiture of shares, how it is done, how it is maintained, how it is going to be reissued to the shareholders. Every information you need to mention in this. And transfer of shares also, how this transfer of shares from one person to the other person is going to be done. Clearly, you have to mention in this articles. And how these shares can be converted into stock. How in case if any person, even though he is a shareholder, he want to surrender his shares to the company, means what are the rules and regulations he has to follow. So that you have to mention in this. For everything you need to frame the rules and regulations. And even for appointment of directors, how you are going to appoint them, what is the remuneration that you are going to fix, qualification, pass, duties, etc. you have to mention. So under this dividends and the reserves, dividends means how much you are going to, in case of profits, the shareholders will be earning certain amount back on their shares, So that is called as what? Dividends. So how these dividends can be issued to the shareholders, or what is the ratio that you are going to pay in case of profits? More profits are earned means how much you are going to take part of, what is the percentage of profit that you are going to keep as a reserve. So that also you have to frame the rules. And how this auditing can be done, who are going to be involved, and how auditing is done, who are the chartered accountants who are going to audit the company's accounts. So how the maintenance of books can be done. Everything you have to clearly mention in these articles of association. And what is the borrowing power also. So whenever you borrow funds from outside, how that borrowing is done, whether you are going to borrow from the bankers or whether you are going to borrow from by issuing the shares in the market, how you are going to get the funds. That information you have to clearly mention in this. In case of winding up means closing of the business, closing of the company. So what are the rules and regulations? What is the procedure you are going to follow? That you have to mention here itself in articles of association. So all these provisions you have to, how the general meetings are going to be conducted, what are the proceedings that you are going to follow, how the notices for meetings will be done, and what are the voting rights of shareholders, whether they are going to poll or whether they are going to have any proxy. Proxy means if one person is busy, he can send another person in his place and he can make that person to vote. So how this proxy is going to be accepted. Everything you have to mention in this articles of association. So coming to the next document, in case of public limited company only, this prospectus will be submitted. So this will be submitted. What is the information that you are going to include in this prospectus? That is mentioned here. So this includes notices, circulars, advertisement, and inviting of deposits from the public, or inviting offer from the public for subscription of shares. And not only that, some debentures. What is debentures in a company, that you are going to mention here. Debentures means like fixed deposit we are going to deposit in the banks. No, in the same manner, if you deposit some amount in the bonds of any company, that is called as what? Debentures. So how this is going to be done? So that you are going to include in this prospectus. So this is according to the Companies Act 2013. This information is required under section 270. So nothing but a prospectus is nothing but here merely an advertisement of a company. So it will act like that. So when this is called, a document is called as a prospectus, means it should include two things. One, it should invite subscription to shares or debentures or deposits in the company. That means a prospectus includes how many number of shares will be issued to the public, and what is the amount that should be collected from the public. That amount is called as subscription. Minimum subscription is required. Okay, and the second information that it should be an invitation to the public should be there. So every person who is interested, everyone should be invited to purchase those shares which was issued by this particular company. Not only shares, any debentures also they can purchase. Or they can, if they want to deposit in the company, they can deposit in bonds also. So in detail, when we go for this contents of prospectus, these are the information that they have to give. One, it is address of the register office of the company, and they have to give the name and address of company secretary, auditors, bankers, underwriters who are related with this company. Underwriters means nothing but the bankers who are having given right by the company to issue the initial public offer. That means initial public offer means they are going to issue the shares, the first time. So that will be issued through certain underwriters. These people will be given right. That may be bankers, that may be financial institutions will be there. So those people are also going to be given that right. So all those people are called as what? Underwriters. So they will be giving you the application form, for which if you want to purchase any shares of any company, you can take that application form and you can fill it, and you can purchase the shares of any company who is newly issuing the shares. So they will also help you how to invest and how much you need to invest. Okay. Date of opening and closing of the issue also. Issue means here related with the shares. So what is the opening date of issue and closing date of issue? It will not be issued throughout the year. Certain dates they are going to fix During that period only, they will be issuing these shares. And they have to declare about the issue of allotment also. Who is going to be allotted? What is the minimum fund, minimum shares they have to purchase? That will be mentioned in this. And in case if they are not going to get the minimum subscription, then they need to pay back the amount, about to the people, those who have applied for the shares. So what is the time in which you are going to refund the amount in case of no minimum subscription, in case if they have not received a minimum subscription. And statement of their board of directors should give the statement also about separate bank where these shares will be issued or transferred or received. Every information they have to give. Board of directors should give in a statement. That statement is also going to be included in this. And details of underwriting of the issue. So who is going to issue? For example, if you take SBI is there, SBI will be some underwriters for some company. So all those details they have to mention in this. And who is having the authority of issue, and how this is going to be passed, and what is the procedure, what is the time schedule for allotment. So simply after receiving the application, they are not going to issue, they will allot a particular time on which they are going to allot. If I am going to apply for 1,000 shares, I may not be issued 1,000 shares. Okay, so like that, so many people will be applying for 1,000 shares, no? So in such a case, everyone, if the share capital is limited and more people came for purchasing those shares, in such a case, what they will do is they will allot to all the people by taking into consideration all the members, all the investors, and they will reduce this allotment of shares. Or that, for that also certain procedure will be there. That also you have to mention in this. So, and you need to give the company's location, and what is the main objective of public offer, why they are issuing the public offer, and what is the minimum subscription. If they have issued for 10 crore rupees, for 10 crore rupees, they may or may not receive the investors applications. So in such case, what will be the minimum amount they need to get as an subscription amount? For example, they have received 5 crore of subscription, means they can continue the issue of shares like that. They are going to give the minimum subscription that they need to receive, minimum amount they need to receive. Okay, so that is called as what? Minimum subscription. So in case if any premium is paid, how this premium is going to be paid? Premium means more than the face value of the share. If the company is going to pay to the shareholders, that is called as premium. How this is paid? If they are going to pay in terms of cash or in terms of bank payment, how it is paid, every information will be given. Once you go and take one application of IPO from any bank who is an underwriter, so that you can clearly understand what is the content of a prospectus. Okay, and details of directors also you need to include in this. I think more I have given more information. This is enough, I think. Okay. So this is what it is, and contents of prospectus you need to issue. Once this is registered with the company, then the company will be issuing this certificate of commencement of business. Then only the public limited company can be started. Okay. So this is what it is, the documents that are related with the joint stock company. So next topic that we need to enter is cooperative societies. Can anyone tell about the cooperative societies?